that that whole Janet Jackson Super Bowl malfunction had a profound effect on our media. And I first noticed it when I was watching the news coverage of the tsunami in Indonesia. Because for the first 3 days after the tsunami in Indonesia, no American reporter would say the name of the island that suffered the most damage. That's because the name of the island is Phuket, but it's spelled P-H-U-K-E-T. It looks like it's pronounced fuck it. And nobody wanted to take the chance. It's true. Tom Brokaw reporting live from Fuck It Island. The BBC reporters got it right. Now, is it my imagination, or the BBC reporters just seem a little more intelligent than the American reporters?
You got it right!
Yeah! I bet the BBC could make any story interesting. I bet the BBC could do a report on paint drying and make it sound interesting. I really do.
You're right!
We're here live at the site of this miraculous event. As you can see, the moisture is actively separating itself with the chromatically enhanced part of the adhesive. One can almost sense the change of humidity in the very room in which we are standing. At the current rate of dehydration, we expect full removal of the liquid portion in a shade under the scheduled 48 hours. At which point a second stratum will be added to enhance color stability. This is Dewey Hughes for BBC One. Of course, the big news story of the last year was all about the woman in Florida in a persistent vegetative state. What I want to know is, how is this woman in Florida in a persistent vegetative state different from anybody else in Florida? How would you know? And you know why? The Republicans didn't want to let her die. Because if we let everybody go who's in a persistent vegetative state, there'll be nobody left to vote Republican. By the way, the political portion of tonight's program is brought to you by new Uncle Tom's Condoleezza Rice. The brown rice with that rich white rice flavor. Do you ever notice when you're in line for a supermarket or whatever, if you have time, you'll read whatever's in front of you. Usually it's one of those crappy tabloids, but I was in a health food store earlier today in Santa Cruz, and they have completely different reading material. And I found this interesting little flyer on constipation. Now, when there's a subject I don't know a lot about, I like to learn as much as I can so I can make an informed decision. Apparently that makes me a liberal. But it starts off with the constipation self-test. I'll just read a couple of the questions. Is your stool similar to toothpaste in consistency? I'm not going to check. Do you experience an abundance of foul-smelling gas? Mine or somebody else's? And technically, aren't the words abundance and foul-smelling very subjective? Do you eat 30 to 40 grams of fiber, keeping in mind that 1 apple equals 1 gram of fiber? I'm not eating 30 apples. If 1 apple led to the fall of mankind, God knows what 30 apples would do. But fortunately, there's an ideal stool. And there's an ideal stool color. And that color is walnut brown. Now, as a guy, that poses a little problem, because as you probably know, women have like 480 words for colors, and guys got about 7. So am I supposed to go down to Sherwin-Williams, get one of those pink sample strips? I don't know, honey, what do you think? Looks more like sepia to me, I don't know. Consistency and length. The consistency of toothpaste and the length and shape of a banana. There's a visual that will never leave your mind. And they're very specific. It says, not a plantain. Frequency. 2 to 3 times a day. Who's got the time? And then finally, for you budding Archimedes out there, there's the sink or float test. A normal, healthy stool leaves the body easily, yeah, right, settles in the water and gently submerges. You know, by the time that's all taking place, I really am not in a position to look. That's the educational part of today's program. Here's something I just don't get. There are people in this world that do not believe in evolution. If you want proof that mankind has descended from primates, go to any dance club on a Saturday night. It's like watching a Jane Goodall documentary. The male primate, in an attempt to display dominance, will gyrate his body and wave his arms. The female primate will then present herself. At which point the male primate usually obliges. Those seats are better than you thought, aren't they? I'll leave you with this last happy thought. Men are often accused of having misconceptions about women, and it's true, we do, I think that. But it goes both ways. There's a lot of things about guys you ladies are just way off on. For example, a lot of women actually believe you can tell how a man is in bed by the way he dances. It's not true, ladies. But I'll let you know a little secret. You want to know how a man is in bed? Watch the way he drives. Swear to God. Does he drive a teeny little car and he tries to stick it in anywhere he possibly can? Thinking only of getting to his destination first? Does he have trouble keeping his car in the lane? Does he always insist on driving yet has no clue where he's going? Never listens to your suggestions? If he ever makes it to his destination, does he find the shortest, most direct path and always follow that same route every time? Is he always riding your ass? Sound familiar? Now every guy in this room is thinking the exact same thing. I am so screwed driving home tonight. And you are, and you should follow some good advice, because now we know ladies are going to be watching. So guys, when you're driving home tonight, and when you're driving at all time, always remember, please don't drive like a dick. Thank you guys, been great.